Abolition of untouchability, Article 17. Article 17 abolishes untouchability and forbids its practice in any form. The enforcement of any disability arising out of untouchability is to be an offense punishable in accordance with law. It does not stop with a mere declaration but announces that this forbidden untouchability is not to be henceforth practiced in any form. If it is so practiced, it shall be dealt with as an offense punishable in accordance with the law. Untouchability is neither defined in the Constitution nor in the Act. The Mysore High Court has, however, held that the term is not to be understood in its literal or grammatical sense but to be understood as the practice as it had developed historically in this country. Understood in this sense, it is a product of the Hindu caste system according to which particular section amongst the Hindus had been looked down as untouchables by the other sections of that society. A literal construction of the term would include reasons, such as suffering from infectious diseases or on account of social observance such as are associated with birth or death or on account of social boycott resulting from caste or other dispute. In either case, such persons can claim the protection or benefit either of Article 17 or of the 1955 Act. In exercise of the powers conferred by Article 35, Parliament has enacted the Untouchability Offences Act, 1955. This Act was amended by the Untouchability Offences Amendment Act, 1976, in order to make the law more stringent to remove untouchability from the society. It has now been renamed as the Protection of Civil Rights Act, 1955. The expression civil right is defined as any right accruing to a person by reason of the abolition of untouchability by Article 17 of the Constitution. Under the amended Act, any discrimination on the ground of untouchability will be considered an offense. It imposes a duty on public servants to investigate such offenses. It provides that if a public servant willfully neglects the investigation of any offense punishable under this Act, he shall be deemed to have abetted an offense punishable under this Act. The Protection of Civil Rights Act prescribes punishment which may extend to imprisonment up to 6 months and also with a fine which may extend to 500 rupees or both for any one enforcing on the ground of untouchability religious disabilities, like preventing any person from entering any place of public worship or from worshipping or offering prayers therein, Section 3, or social disabilities like Section 7, access to any shop, public restaurants, hotels or places of public entertainment, Section 4, and refusing to admit persons to hospitals, Section 5, and refusing to sell goods or render services to any person, Section 6, or for other offences arising out of untouchability, Section 7. In Asiad Project Workers case, People's Union for Democratic Rights versus Union of India, AIR 1982, the Supreme Court has held that the fundamental right under Article 17 are available against private individuals, and it is the constitutional duty of the state to take necessary steps to see that these fundamental rights are not violated. It should be noted that Article 15, 2 also helps in the eradication of untouchability. Thus, on the grounds of untouchability, no person can be denied access to shops, public restaurants, hotels and places of entertainment or the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, road and places of public resort maintained wholly or partly out of state funds or dedicated to the use of general public. In State of Karnataka versus Appa Balu in Gale, AIR 1993, the respondents were tried for offences under Sections 4 and 7 of the Protection of Civil Rights Act, 1955, and convicted and sentenced to undergo simple imprisonment for 1 month and a fine of rupees 100 each. The charge against the respondents was that they restrained the complainant party by show of force from taking water from a newly dug up bore well, tube well, on the ground that they were untouchables. The High Court acquitted them. The Supreme Court upheld the conviction. The court held that the object of Article 17 and the Act is to liberate the society from blind and ritualistic adherence and traditional belief which has lost all legal or normal basis. It seeks to establish new ideas for society equality to the Dalits at par with general public, absence of disabilities, restrictions or prohibitions on grounds of caste or religion.